presentation I have prepared, and I have collected all the possible tools that are being used by our teachers during this pandemic time. So you all can, I think, enjoy this presentation also, as well as you may understand the basic things in the teaching and the pedagogy, how to develop in the online education, ICT tools, and the pedagogy for new teaching mode. So all these things we will discuss one by one. So this is my idea. Yesterday, after the introduction talk given by my group, Professor B. Suresh, uh, I was supposed to change most of my slides. And in the Facebook also, he has given me show your own avatar. So uh, it was a comment given by Rakudi Suresh. So I was supposed to make so many changes in my PowerPoint till 225. I was correcting the PowerPoint and making the PowerPoint till the last slide. But so, my dear friends, this is the faculty development program. It is not experience, then you may have your own talents, and you may also have some extraordinary talents that I do not have in myself. So I am giving you my opinion of my in my presentation. Please take it, and wherever applicable, you may apply it, or wherever you have different ideas, you may follow your own ideas. No problem in it. We are all in equal platform. We are all teaching to the pharmacy students. And with this, I would like to pass on to my next slide. This slide shows us the outline of the presentation, what we are all going to see in this presentation in six different areas. One is the small introduction in one slide, and the use of the information and communication technology, and the how to create the pedagogy for the ICT, and basically what are the objectives and outcomes, how to understand, how to make the students to understand what they are learning, and what are the things that we have to give them in the classroom, and how in an online platform we can effectively transform knowledge to the students by use of this technology. And I have enlisted some tools that are used in the teaching learning process as ICT tools, and in pharmacy education, especially what can be added from our side. Sometimes it may be homemade alternate, like you may say in Hindi jugaad. So it can be like a homemade alternate for making a thing that is used in the online education to the pharmacy students, where a teacher can effectively communicate his knowledge to the students, so that the learning is perfect and easy for the students. So these are the things that we are going to discuss in this presentation. This is a very small presentation containing only 25 slides, not more than that. And we will try to finish it off as soon as possible, and we will come interact each other, so that I can learn from you. You can come to know what are my ideas. Thank you. And I'm getting entering into the main presentation now. Uh, Compare. We come first of all. What are all the advantages of the conventional education and online education methods? So this will be a good one, I think, to understand. The physical conventional education is more beneficial, as it is the traditional and productive mode of study. By it enables direct interaction between the teachers and students. Yes, we came across the normal physical education for the long years ago, and there are teachers, there were teachers in our schools, in our colleges, who can be able to identify the student who is making noise in the classroom without turning back from the blackboard. They'll be writing on the blackboard itself, and they will be saying that, Ram, why are you talking to him? Or something like. So this kind of teacher-student interaction, understanding, and the healthy relationship between the students and teachers, that cannot be that can be only possible with the conventional method of education. And the teacher can pay equal attention to every student. They can see every student in the face to face, and they'll be appearing in front of the students, and they see the student, their health, their everything will be taken into account by the teacher while teaching the a topic, and he will be assessing whether the student is following and understanding the point that we are discussing the student or not. So that can be easily assessed by the teacher by paying the attention to the students. So the best mode of enhancing concentration level of students, that is also there. If there is any distraction among the student's mind or student's activities, they can immediately warn the student, and they can take the student back into the class, so that the teacher can easily judge the performance of the student in the classroom also. These are all the advantages of our physical conventional education, where we are in a position now, it is very difficult for us to conduct physical conventional classroom teaching, face-to-face teaching, due to this pandemic. We were supposed to take this shift of physical conventional education into online education, and there are very great opportunities in online education also. The great variety of online programs and courses having huge advantage, or the advantage of this type of education. The online education, the lectures needs, the materials are provided via online platforms, like the teacher is sending all the PowerPoint presentations or any notes to the students earlier, and the students will also come prepared into the classroom, so that the assessment and the comfort of the teacher to transform the knowledge by online education is little more than the physical classroom, and it will show the potential employers that you are committed to learning, and you are eager to obtain more knowledge and new skills. That is very important. We teachers have to learn new skills, and we have to acquire knowledge on the online education, and the mode, the pedagogies, the tools, everything. So then the students will be effectively participating in our class and getting the benefit. So this is one thing, and from the student point of view, this is a self-paced learning. That is, the student can start the course at any time, and they can complete their course at any time of their convenience. So there is no. This is actually this is not about the. This is about online education that they are talking about, the online courses totally. Suppose if any student wants to talk, study on a particular thing, vaccination methods. So he can learn that particular course in any medical college, like certificate course in vaccination. They can take the course at any time, they can pay the fees, they can do the course, they can complete the course. This is the meaning that they are giving, but in the online, the students can get their knowledge if it is shared in the platform, common platform, like in any social media or in any Google Classroom, that the student can take the material at any time of their convenience, and they can target it, they can complete it, the course, the assignment, through the, the particular medium. Excuse me. The fact that online programs are economic when compared to the traditional campus setting, yeah, that is transport, there is the electricity, so the facilities, infrastructure, facilities, huge infrastructure is required if 100 students have to attend one theory class. But now we are conducting this online FDP program with more than 400 delegates in this program. But if we do the same thing, faculty development program, it will not exceed 30 or 50 in the physical infrastructure. FDP programs will be contained with the participants. Now we are doing it online, so it is the number is unlimited. No more number of beneficiaries can be there in online education. This is the advantage of this online education. So the information and communication technology, that is ICT. The ICT, before going into deep on ICT, we must have to know the government of India, the idea of government of India and other governments, other countries, how they see the Indian online education market. So all these things we have to have a overview on the education in India. It has been declared that they mentioned that 2019 to 20, there are 128 million new internet users are increased in the market in India. So this is a great change, we can say. This leads to a paradigm shift in use of digital platform by different people. We cannot say all are utilizing for education purpose, but increase in the number of people who are using internet in India means there are more number of people who are getting this facility online. Then the worth of online education market in India, that is estimated as 88.6 billion by the year 2026 Singapore dollars. The market is also becoming worthy, and there are a number of users being increased. So the online education has witnessed its enhanced acceptance in the country. By one way, we have to accept that in a family of two child, in a family, if there are two children, the two children should have to have a device, a gadget that is accessible to internet as well as the Zoom and any other platform that the school is using to impart the education process. So they definitely require internet. They have to go for the online platform and get the easily scalable, it is measurable. So how much the education process is completed and how the students are assessed, and it can be continuous also. So it is very easy for as far as the new education policy of the country is concerned. The continuous assessment is also possible, and the scalable advantages there for online education. So the Indian government allow Indian universities to offer for online degree program. They already given permission for the universities to offer for online degree programs where the student will not come to the universities physically. They can register online and they can get certain programs. But we are going to talk about pharmacy, that no any online program for pharmacy is permitted in the country as per the Pharmacy Act. Now, Pharmacy Council of India governs all the pharmacy courses that you all know very well. What are the courses are approved by the Pharmacy Council of India, and we can use this online or blended mode of education in this pandemic time. That is the impact of the COVID. This time we are supposed to make the paradigm shift from the physical face-to-face classroom to online platform. And under lockdown, e-learning changed the perception of education. And there are new methods devised for the assessment of the students, examination of students, and the course academic progression of students, academic promotion of students. There are several e-processes have been devised by the government and announced during this lockdown time, and even after the unlocking. Uh, the universities and colleges will be asked to suppose they will be asked to provide or continue this kind of online educations wherever possible to the students, and uh, to minimize the conglomerations in the classroom, congregations in the classroom. That is the idea, and that is also there in the advantages list. The reduced classroom infrastructure is required, social and physical distancing is enabled,
Sir,
and the assessment of learning process.
sir, voice is not clear
Yes,
somewhat. So some disturbance in voice, some background noise.
actually, sir, actually my internet is fluctuating, sir.
Okay, sometime it's coming, sometimes some.
It is not at all coming, means
No,
I'll
no,
change
no,
the
no,
device.
now it's coming, sir.
हाँ जी.
अभी आ रही है सर
Uh,
आवाज.
okay, okay. So every
हाँ,
time I need to change the position of this
yeah,
internet device.
maybe.
So these are having the ease of assessment of learning process and documentation in when compared with the traditional face-to-face system of education. So the digital education in India is having a great scope, but in the pharmacy education, we must have a different perspective, and we may have to use all the ICT in our teaching learning process, and we may use new devices, new methods, new pedagogies to transform the pharmacy education. But there will be a man behind all these devices who will be demonstrating all in detail. He will be the teacher, and the teacher has to have all these kind of what you can say skill to use all the devices and tools that are available in the ICT for effective transformation of knowledge in this time. So the teacher, especially, the teacher is a network teacher. Nowadays, the teachers we are having, there are so many resources, and we have we have our colleagues, we have the family and local community and print and digital resources. We are attending conferences and we are getting knowledge, and we are getting curriculum documents from the apex bodies, and there are social bookmarking. We are getting video conferencing, blogs, Wikipedias, and podcasts, Twitters, and other social network sites, photos shared, popular medias, and these are all the resources for a teacher apart from the library and books. And the teachers nowadays are getting very vast number of resources to gain knowledge and impart the knowledge to the students. So today's teacher has so many resources, and hence they are called the network teacher. And the teacher learning process is also given in the Indian report of digital education in the month of 2020, and they have given in detail all those things, how to use all the online tools for the effective teaching and all. So the teachers and parents, the school admins, they can get the learning process helped, and they'll be connected with the school children, and they are there are different mode of, I think you are seeing all these things. I'll show you in the point. So the interaction, Kelly, the for the interaction of the teachers and students, we may use this TV, radio, desktop, laptop, and sometimes the web portals, mobile apps, and SMS, ideas, discussions in group. So to multimodal, multi-channel and learning continuum is designed by the Diksha. Diksha is the digital infrastructure knowledge sharing. That is the main the program of the country. So they are sharing the digital infrastructure, and the knowledge will be shared to the teachers, and that thereby they use it to the students also. So their target audience teachers are school teachers, parents, students. So how to understand, how to learn, how to help others to learn, how to sense, how to understand. The cycle will be keep on continuous, and in every cycle, the students, parents, teachers, and audience and other communities are participating in it, and continuously teaching learning process is being taking place in the making teaching learning process methods. The Chinese proverb says, a thousand teachers, a thousand methods. That is the thing I was also saying to you at the beginning of this the program, that every one of us will have our own method for imparting the knowledge to the student. So that will be useful for us to share our knowledge to the students in the classroom physically when we are meeting the students face to face. But when we are taking their class in any platform like Zoom, Teams, or something like, and how will we uh, make that same impact on the students in the imparting of knowledge? That is very important thing, and we have to work on it, and we have to understand how to make an effective transformation of knowledge with the online tools that are available. Suppose if we are going for there are many teachers in the pandemic time. I was saying that there were many YouTube channels were created by many teachers in the country, and they were contributing a lot to the students. But some of the students, some of the teachers, I have given the suggestion also that, sir, you are showing one whiteboard, where it is the topic is completely written. Every point of that particular topic is completely written, and the board is full, and you are talking in front of the board, and you are marking it. But a student who is seeing this YouTube video through their mobile, they cannot be able to read out what you have written in the board that you are showing. In that way we have to design the ICT tool to be effectively used to the transformation of the ideas from the teacher to the students. So something other than that, this idea can be utilized for the effective uh, uh, you can even write it on a whiteboard, and you show the whiteboard completely, where the students can be able to read what you are writing on the board. Suppose if you are you board, whatever you are written on the board, that cannot be readable to all the students, especially those who are reading through a mobile phone screen. It is a very small screen when we compare it to the computer, and when we compare it to the LCD projector screen. If we are seeing it in the projector screen, we can read it. But if the student is there in somewhere where he is downloading the video from YouTube and learning it, he cannot be able to read. Then the purpose of the teacher will not be served. So this is the way, by sensing and understanding the need of the student, and the efficacy of the tool that we are using, we have to choose the tool, and we have to pursue with the so the e-learning components, there may be different components for the e-learning. That may be pedagogical or technological or interface design, or there will be an evaluation method or management of that, resource support, ethical or institutional. So e-learn, these are all the components where the e-learning process has to be excuse me. So these are all the e-learning components, and in ICT pedagogy, I'll take the basic things being discussed before getting into the pedagogy and ICT pedagogy. Now we are seeing on the slide the domains of learning as per the Bloom's taxonomy. The Bloom's taxonomy has been given several years ago by Bloom, and he has identified that learning occurs in three domains. The learning occurs in three domains that are one is cognitive domain, and the psychomotor domain, and third one is affective domain. Whenever a teacher using this pedagogical teaching, he has to choose by what way we have to teach the topic, and what is the domain of their learning. According to that, we have to teach. Suppose if we are talking about some scientific explanation, then they have to understand the basic of the subject. So they may have to be taught in the cognitive domain. Suppose if they are given a practice of making a tablet. Suppose if they are making a granulation powder into a sieve, they are sieving it, size separating it, and mixing it with. Then this may include the psychomotor domain. So when we are teaching something like handling of the patients, handling of the prescriptions, how to counsel the patients. So something like the affective domain teaching is required. So first of all, the teacher has to understand that to which domain we have to target this topic that we are going to teach to the students. According to that, we have to have different stages that can be achieved one by one. Especially in the cognitive domain, I am saying that the remembering stands for, this is revised cognitive domain. Actually, in the Bloom's taxonomy, another slide. This, sorry. Yeah, in the basic Bloom's taxonomy, this is there. And first one is knowledge. Knowledge is actually, suppose we are getting students from after the higher secondary, they might have studied certain things in their higher secondary level, and they are having some knowledge, basic knowledge, and they are starting our B Pharmacy or D Pharmacy course with their basic knowledge that they have acquired during the 12 years of education, and that is the knowledge, and they understand the new topics in the pharmacy program in the pharmacy college. Then whatever they understood, they have to apply it on any topic. They have to analyze it, and they have to evaluate certain new things, and they have to make certain things as creation. So this is the way they have to get education on the cognitive domain. So the knowledge is basic, previously acquired knowledge, and they are understanding new things. They are applying it on the previous knowledge, and they are getting some analysis over their minds. They are evaluating certain things. They are either, so these are all the verbs that can be used for different types of the educational progress or learning progress in the cognitive domain. So basically we can say define uh, certain things, thixotropy. You summarize, what is defined size reduction, and they'll understand size reduction is a process, and that are they will understand it, summarize it. So they'll have to study all those things, and they will come to know size reduction will have these basic principles like cutting, compression, impact, attrition. Then they'll apply it in the laboratory. So they will cut some pieces of things for size reduction. They will some apply some attrition. They will apply some impact, compression, and they will analyze what is the suitable method for what type of powder or what type of substance, and they will evaluate it. They will evaluate whether this is okay or not. They will criticize the method that they are learning, and they then create a new method that is entirely new based on the knowledge, understanding, application of the knowledge and understanding, analyzing the knowledge, and after the evaluation, they will go for creating certain things. This is the domain which is called cognitive domain, where we are giving the knowledge on knowledge to the students. This is the Bloom taxonomy. In the psychomotor domain, see, we used to show them that this is the way by which we are cutting, or we are using the powdering of the crude drugs, like we are using some machine. The crude drug can be powdered by this method. They will first imitate. They will see what we are doing as a teacher. They will first imitate, and they will manipulate the method. They will precise it whether it is right or not. They will articulate it, and they will then naturalize it. They will be used to doing this particular physical activity to make powders out of crude drugs. This is a psychomotor domain learning. Their body will get acquired with this process. This is the way by which we have to proceed for. This is the psychomotor domain learning. In affective domain learning, we will receive certain phenomena, and we will respond to the phenomena. We will value it, and then it will be organized, and all the values that are organized will be internalized. We will be saying we should not laugh in front of the patient while we are receiving the prescription. We should not show any facial expression in front of the patient, or we have to inform all the details about the drug, about the action, and the contraindications, the possible adverse drug reactions. So all these things we have to tell them in the way that they are not getting afraid of the prescription. These are all the affective domain learning. We have to teaching to the student to get them the attitude of the professional way and professional practice. So these are the three domains we are teaching to the students. Now, why we are looking into all these things? This is because we have to choose where we are going to launch our teaching to the students' mind, the learner's mind. So according to that, we have to choose the ICT, and the ICT can be developed for the particular topic, and then we can give up things that there are some Bloom's taxonomy has evolved in revised Bloom's taxonomy, and digital taxonomy is also revised, where the remembering includes say these are all for digital taxonomy, Googling, highlighting, identifying, listing, matching, networking, quoting. So these are all Can you please excuse me for 1 minute? Then one person is continuously calling me. Can I take 1 minute?
Sure, sir, you can take.
Hello. Hello. No, class la super. Sorry for the disturbance. Actually, one person is keep on calling me. I don't know what why. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
So the digital taxonomy goes like this: lots and hearts. When we remember, when we understand, when we apply, when we analyze, when we evaluate, when we create. So there are different type of verbs are utilized for different processes. And how do we achieve all these animating, blogging, collaborating, composing, designing? This is the at most the high level of utilization of the digital learning process. So when we are able to assess, check, criticize, or experiment, hypothesizing, these are all the evaluating process. So reading the verbs, you can understand how our processes are getting more and more specific, and how we are publishing and making the online or digital education platform very useful and successful. So these are all the different digital taxonomy phases, we can say. The same. Yeah, they are clearly explained in the ICT pedagogy here. You can understand from this. Remembering, can the student recall and remember the information? If they can, and define, duplicate the verbs can be utilized. These are all the questions or verbs that are the student can define, the student can duplicate, the student can list, the student can memorize when they are remembering the. So these are all the domains and different pedagogical things. And now we are going into this the goals, objectives, outcomes. We are going to get some idea about this objectives and outcomes of the education process. That the objective say the a statement describing what the course will achieve is called objective. So after the B form or form B or B form, so what will be the achievement after completing the course? And educational objectives are statements of what you are setting out to teach. So we are going to teach certain things. So that will be the educational objectives. They will be direction oriented, and there will be multiple objectives or statements. These are the broad statements that describe the career and professional accomplishments that the program is preparing graduates to achieve. So the outcomes are, they are the statements what the student will know, are able to do if they learn the course. That is, after the successful completion of the course, the student will do all these things. Then, if we are making a list, so these are all the expected outcomes of the programs. The result of the program operation or activities is effectively produced by the program. Yeah, it may be made to a specific objective. Say, for example, if we have um, any experiment that the objective of the student will learn about the particular crude drug on this course. So today's laboratory, he will be studying about phenol. So after completing the course, the student will be able to say the family and the biological source of phenol. He will be able to draw the diagram of transfer section of phenol. He'll be able to say you the uses of phenol, the chemical test for identification of phenol. So after completing the course, this will be the outcome. So between the objective and outcome, we can make a mapping that whether the particular objective has been achieved by the outcome or not. So the narrower statement that describes what students are expected to know and be able to do by the time of graduation related to skills, knowledge, behaviors. So when we are relating this word skill, we are talking about psychomotor domain. When we are talking about knowledge, we are talking about cognitive domain. And when we are talking about the behavior of the student, we are talking about the affective domain of learning. These are all the different outcomes and objectives that can be given. For example, in the Form D syllabus of our Pharmacy Council of India, in the Human Anatomy and Physiology, this is given actually to make you understand. So the objective of the course is designed to impart fundamental knowledge on the structure and functions of human body. So this is the objective, and the expected outcome is like that. He'll be able to describe the structure, gross and histology, and functions of various organs of the human body. So there is an objective, so there is an expected outcome. So how we are going to achieve this objective has been completely transformed as knowledge to the student. That is the basic thing. That is the duty of the teacher. And in this time, in this online mode, how effectively we are going to use it. That is the basic idea of this faculty development program, and understand it. Yeah, you will, if you are understanding these basic concepts, you can easily develop your own methods of online teaching, so that you can effectively reach to the student. So, so these are all the objectives and expected outcomes. So that are given in our Form D syllabus. So the the objectives shall include, first point, who is involved. So this is the thing, the person who is involved, who are teacher, student, or teacher. We have to choose the for before writing an objective for a particular program. We have to make certain things clear, that who is going to teach who, and what are all the works that are being given, the assignment, course, division area, or something like that. And what are the desired outcomes? So intended behavior or knowledge or skill, though here is also they are giving the different domains, and different things are given, and how progress is measured. So is there any survey? Is there any test? Is there any log or other data, or any other method of assessment that is going to use? Target, identify the criteria for success. So to successful completion will be these criteria. On successful completion of this B Pharmacy course, a student can work in the manufacturing unit of any pharmaceutical industry, in the tablet section, in the capsule section, in the parenteral section. That means they are given sufficient knowledge, sufficient skill in the course. That is the target. The objective should be like thinking about the criteria for success. And when the outcomes will occur, that is also to be frame line. Time frame has to be given after 4 years of the course. These will be completed. So the outcomes can be expected after 4 years, after completing all the courses that are given in 4 years of the program. We are having different subjects, and the student has to complete all the subjects, theory, practical, and all those things. Then they will be able to complete, and their target will be achieved, and they can be fulfilling all the objectives of the course. The objectives should be very smart, that is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. These are the 5 points that we have discussed on a specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. And the objective comprises what? The preparation of the material to the students in the pharmacy or technical school. So we have to give a thorough program, that is a world-class program. It should be a rigorous one, competitive program, and the competency has to be, core competence has to be completely transformed to the students. The training should be complete across the spectrum of basic and applied materials of the science, and the recognizing and exploiting common descriptions in disparate systems. That are also, and in full breadth of the science and the pharmaceutical knowledge has to be transformed to the student. And the professionalism, that is the ethical attitudes, the effective communication, and the teamwork skills are to be imparted to the students at the time of their course, because they are going to work in a very competitive field, very competitive area. So they should have their attitude to work with the team, and their effective communication and ethical attitudes will make them a successful one. And the learning environment, we have to provide a very susceptible learning environment to the students, where they are very comfortable, and their learning is very easy, and their learning will create developing leadership, professionalism, and lifelong learning for professional careers. So this is the learning environment that they have to be given by the teacher while choosing this platforms for. So the outcomes are, what do you want the students to know by the time of they finish your program. So when we are talking about a flame photometric say, so we will be expecting that the student will be understanding that we can measure any element by this method, by making a solution of this in and spraying it in the fire, and the color will be the light will be generated upon spraying of this solution due to this element, and that is measured at a particular wavelength, and we can understand that according to the light generated, or the energy generated, we are measuring it, we are calculating the concentration of the element present in the solution. So at the end of an experiment with flame photometry, they can understand that this is elemental analysis in biological fluid or in any fluid like. So this is the way. At the end of the program, what they are going to know, what we want them to know, that is the outcome. What do we want the students to be able to do? So upon completion of this program, the student will be able to make a tablet in a single punching machine or a 16-point punching machine, or they can use this UV visible spectrophotometer, and These are all the skills that are developed after the completion of the course. What do you want the student to care about? How to calibrate the machine, how to make the machine pure and clean. So they understand what to care about and clarify the faculty expectations for what students should know, understand, to be able to do and value by the time when they complete the program. So that is the thing we have to clarify our expectations to the students that we uh, uh, we want our students should know this thing. We want the student should understand. He will be able to do this. He'll be valued, and this is the way. The discussions they can act as a guide for class activities and assignments and examinations, and the assignments and objectives can be provided information to the students on their strengths and weakness in relationship to the learning outcomes. So this is the way by which we can motivate the students by providing this assignment, assessment of objectives, and provide information for the improvement of education programs and for the demonstrating their effectiveness. So these are all the advantages of assessment of the objectives and outcomes of the program. The specified action by the students must be observable, measurable, and done by the student given in appropriate time. And the verbs and languages are given in the. So these are all the ICT skills and with relation to the objectives that the teacher should have. ICT, these kind of skills, basic skills we must have to have in us. Like we must be able to type text and graphics work, digital creativity, and multimedia authoring, this in computing, something like research and communications, like publications and all. So these are all the basic ICT skills that the teachers can develop in themselves, so that they can effectively use these information and communication technology tools for making a program successful to the students. So what are all such tools that are there? The computers connected with the internet, anything that are smart nowadays, smartphones, smart televisions, they are all connected with the internet, and they are giving you a lot of information to the uh, teachers as well as students. So this can be used by the teachers also, the internet and computer, e-journals, e-books, and some recorded videos and animations that can also be used for reaching the students. Something like PowerPoint presentations, like projector presentations, and faculty e-cafe, we can share it to the faculties of other colleges also, and other institutions. And the social media. Social media has a very good impact on the education, where we can easily reach the students using the YouTube, WhatsApp, Facebook. We can use all these social media effectively for the transformation of the information or the knowledge by the teachers to the students, so that all these media can be effectively used in these days, so that we can make our teaching way, the way, the method that we are choosing for a particular topic will be effectively reaching to the student audience. That is the main thing. To what we are going to teach is important, and how we are going to teach, and what is the pedagogy, what is the method is second one. And in the online teaching, it is very, very important that through which tool you are going to reach the student. So selecting the tool for the teaching of such topics to the students is very important. And if you are choosing an appropriate tool for teaching to the student, they will be effectively understanding the things, and it will be easy for them to understand also in online mode especially. So this is the way. These are all the tools for the information and communication. One report, the availability of and accessibility of ICT-based instructional tools in medical colleges. One report says that there are the usefulness of internet-connected desktop computers for this ICT-based learnings in medical colleges. So they have given in the report that 100% efficacy was there for internet connected desktop computers. E-learning, but it is very less, 7.7% only. And this thing, the medical videos and animation clips have the attention of 63.7%. Microsoft PowerPoint slides have only 51.6, where the projectors in the auditorium of the medical colleges, they got the attention of 100%. And the social media, what I was saying is right. It got the attention of 77.4% of the people in sharing the ICT-based instructional tools. And e-medical journals, e-journals have got e-journals and internet connected desktop computers. They got the 100% attention by the audience, so that this is the this can be the best way to reach out to the student with an effective presentation with all these tools or animations that are required for demonstrating the topic effectively, so that the student can easily and readily understanding the topic. So how pharmacy education can be proceeded in this? We can use the recordings of lectures by eminent teachers that can be provided in social media, so that the students can very well accepting it and understanding it. But that will be plain lectures. There will be few demonstration, more lecture in the social media. Presentation of experts by online platforms can be provided, and the virtual industrial tour to the students can also be recorded and broadcasted. They can very well understand the process, how they take place in the industry, and the, the reactions can be demonstrated by creating and utilizing animations. Reactions, what I mean is chemical reactions. If we want to demonstrate it by as in the physical face-to-face teaching, we may use certain tools, and we can make use of it. And the models can be used. The models, atomic models are also there in simple organic chemistry. If we even if we use it in the classroom, the students can easily understand rather than saying or writing on the blackboard. So this is the way. The novel methods of online demonstration can also be used. Say, for example, some tools I also have for your demonstration. Now, I will try to share one by one. I will try to give you some idea, so that you can understand by how we can use different tools for different subjects. Like for the pharmaceutical processes industries, we can use that virtual tools and all. And for teaching chemistry, especially for teaching the reactions and all, I think this will be the effective way of using this XP Pen. This is the learning management system that I am not going into deep, because this will be taken by some other person in the later days. This is the compact, full administrative tool of this online education, especially, and normal education institution also. We may make use of this learning management system, where we can manage the courses, the assessments, the tracking, the progress of learning. The grade books can be maintained by the LMS, the communication tools, the security, security of the documents and privacy of the users, the ubiquitous access is secured. So the ensuring learning anytime, anywhere, the engaging multimedia lectures, streamlining training process, so advanced tracking and report functions, these are all the advantages of LMS. And these LMS can also be included in online education along with our new methods also, so that the students can understand the subject easily. So I want to share you one sorry. Yeah. Excuse me, I want to. Sir,
Yes, sir.
actually, it is not.
Hello. I think sir is having some network issue. He will be back soon.
I think there is some network issue.
नहीं सर क्या है कि थोड़ा वो माइक्रोस्कोप को कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं, तो ही विल बी जॉइनिंग सून.
Okay,
प्लीज
sir.
बी पेशेंट.
Sir is trying to join. So please don't leave. Be patient. Be here. We are trying to connect him again.
I'm sorry.
हाँ सर yes sir
But where is it?
yeah it's coming now.
Please enable me to share the presentation so that I can.
Just a minute sir. Hello.
Yeah, I think you are seeing my video.
Yeah, video is coming sir. Yeah, coming video coming.
I am connected to. Yeah. I am connected to. Now I have connected my camera to a microscope that is enabled with a video camera. So we are seeing the transfer section of through drive. I think you are able to see my camera.
Yeah, it is visible sir.
So are you able to see?
Yeah we can use.
Yeah, this is one device that we have developed in our college. So the IPs have been successfully replaced with the camera. In addition to the IPs, and we have also included the micrometer inside permanently, so that we can calibrate it anytime with any stage micrometer, and we may use it for quantitative microscopy of fluid drugs also. So this is the one alternative method that we have created. So one video camera that is fitted on the microscope. I think you are seeing it clearly. I don't see my camera actually. If you are seeing it clearly, please tell me. And
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
are seeing clearly. Yeah, it's coming sir clearly.
Actually, my network is pretty poor, I think. Here I can focus, change the focus of the microscope. You can see this. So the view that we are seeing through the microscope can be easily studied. This can be used for the pharmacognosy teacher to demonstrate all the practical aspects of the crude drug in the pharmacognosy class. That is what I was wanted to say to all teacher colleagues who are participating in this program. So this is one tool that we are using, and the second tool can be XP board. XP board is something like a whiteboard. So I'll also, you please give me permission to share my screen. Screen sharing is not enabled for me.
Yeah, it is enabled, sir. It is enabled. Just check it.
Please make me as a presenter. That is not.
Yeah, I make it.
After rejoining, I'm not.
No, I made you a presenter after rejoining also.
That is not enabled.
You are in presenter list, sir. Mona madam, can you check it?
Eventually, please make me a presenter. Yeah.
No, I have made you, sir, presenter. Just check your screen.
Yeah. Just this enabled. I think you are seeing my slide now.
Yeah, slide is seeing.
I'm sharing one board. Are you, one board is there. Are you able to see this?
No, still that slide is coming only. Yeah, now it's
Whiteboard is here. Check board.
No, not coming, sir. Try to connect again, I think.
Please. Yes, sir. I'm showing you one board. Are you seeing this board?
No, sir. Board is not coming. Only your voice is coming.
It is presenting now. Are you seeing this?
No, sir. It's not coming here.
Really, are you seeing this?
No, sir. Still we are not able to see.
It's not clear.
Your voice is coming only. Device.
I think you can see my photo also. This is the device, XP board.
Your camera is not on. Only voice is coming.
Is it clear now?
No, camera. We are not seeing camera, sir. Your image is not coming. Only voice. Voice is coming. Just check your video. It is off or on.
I'm closing my video.
Video is not coming. Only voice is coming, sir.
Are you getting me?
Yeah, only voice coming, sir. Video is not coming at all. Slide.
I'm trying with another device.
Camera is on, sir, in that.
Yeah. Camera is on.
But your video is not coming up.
Am I visible now?
No, sir.
Sir, can I give one session?
Tell me.
Sir, you can just ask him to
Are you
get the
able to see
PPT,
this?
PPT to organizers, and you can play it right from there, sir. His voice is clear.
No, voice is clear. Actually, thing is that he has completed all the PPT. Just he was trying to show some one equipment. He's having only.
Okay, sir.
But almost his presentation is over almost.
Are you hearing me, Yogendra?
Yes, sir. Actually, we can hear you clearly, but your video is not coming. So I
Hello.
think your voice is coming only. I think we can go for the question answer session if you permit us. Sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you?
You are audible, sir, but video is not coming.
Okay. So, are you seeing the screen now?
Yeah, screen video is not coming only. Yeah,
Yes,
now.
sir.
Yes, it's
It's
coming
visible.
now. Yeah, it's visible now, sir.
It is there, no, sir?
Yeah, it is there now. We can see.
So this is the software demonstrating pharmacology experiments. So I wanted to show that one XPharm series has been subscribed by our Allure Pharmacy College. We can demonstrate all the experiments by online linking this software to the students by virtual lab. I think you are able to see the virtual lab in your
Yes.
computer screens. So this is the way.
Yes, sir. Uh, yes, sir. And now we can see, sir.
Voice is there.
Yeah, voice is there, video is there also.
I'm not getting your voice.
You are audible and visible. You are audible, sir, now. You are visible also.
Please see this experimental. Sir, are you seeing the screen?
Yeah, we can see, sir.
Sir, I'm getting out of your program again and again. There is some program problem. See,
Yeah, yeah. But your screen, we can see your screen, sir, now. Just select that experiment, sir.
So he has again lost the connection.
Mona madam, just sorry joining again, and you can start question answer session then.
Okay, sir. Okay. So let him join first, sir.
Actually, thing is that the software is trying to show to everybody, na. Some problem is there. Whenever
Okay.
he is connecting the software, he is leaving out.
Okay, sir. Right, sir. As soon as he joins, sir, I will start the questionnaire session.
All of you, please drop your questions in WhatsApp group. If you have any query from this session.
Sir is here.
Yes,
Sir.
sir has come.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, all of you.
No problem, sir.
Actually, I was trying to connect that program of pharmacological experiment as well as that whiteboard, Microsoft whiteboard.
Maybe
There,
that
yeah,
program is making some trouble, I think.
yeah, both the programs are making some problem. Actually, I have started both at a time, so there may be. So I don't need any presenter. I
Yeah,
don't
I
want to
made.
present now. You please go for.
No, you can on camera, no problem, sir. Now.
Yeah, camera.
Mano madam, you can start now.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir, for such a mesmerizing talk. Sir has very beautifully explained the use of ICT in the education with PPTs. Sir, now this is a time for questionnaire session. Sir, we have received some questions from our participants. If you allow, we want to keep it in front of you one by one.
Please.
Okay. For questionnaire session, I would like to invite Ms. Rishu Yadav, Assistant Professor, Maharaja Agarsen School of Pharmacy. Over to you, Rishu.
Just a minute.
Thank you so much, Mona ma'am. Am I audible?
Okay. I'm making you presented here.
Just wait a minute, issue.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, done, dear. Done, Rishu.
Okay,
Okay,
start
ma'am.
now.
Thank you so much, sir, for your nice presentation. And thank you so much, Mona ma'am, for inviting me. So my first question is, sir, how to engage slow learners through ICT tools?
Slow learners.
Yes, sir.
Actually, this is the basic requirement for a teacher to identify who is learning slow and who is learning fast. And for slow learners, usually we take enormous care and we spare some more time at even in physical teaching for the slow learner. Here, we may engage them. We can segregate the students based on their learning capacity, and if we find some group of students are identified as particularly slow learners, we may give them continuous and subsequent works so that they can understand completely the subjects as all the students do. So this is the way, by engaging them, spending more time with slow learners, we may promote them to the level of the other students.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable answer. My second question is, will post-COVID offline teaching will be challenging?
Will post-COVID, pardon me?
Offline teaching. Offline teaching.
Offline teaching, yeah, offline teaching, especially pharmacy is concerned. We are having more practicals in our curriculum, and we need to have the students be present in the campus for the practical classes. We are not conducting any practical classes nowadays because of this online education. We are able to do only the theories being taken by the teachers, and theoretical knowledge will not be sufficient for the students to understand the technology completely. We need to have some practicals. That is why PCA is also saying that whenever the students are given permission to do the examination, they can be what do you call that, called for the college in block teaching mode. They can complete their all the practical experiments. So this is one great minus point of post-COVID online teaching. The practical sessions are abandoned by COVID.
Thank you, sir. My third question is, as you told about pharmacology softwares, is there any software available for other subjects too?
Ma'am, actually, for clinical subjects, pharmacology and the pharmacy practice, there are so many case studies available in the online. So we may get into the case studies. We can take actually the Pharmacy Council of India is also want to have this kind of paradigm shift from industry-centered curriculum to practice-centered curriculum. So there are more opportunities in the web for case studies available, so that we can teach pharmacology in the different manner that the practice-based pharmacology, so that we can orient clinical pharmacology to the students of pharmacy, B pharmacy especially. That will be a great thing. And for pharmaceutics, there are more virtual industrial tools are available. Industrial pharmacology can be, and the unit operations also. We have MOOC courses in engineering, Swayam portal. So there are n number of courses for unit operations in chemical engineering. So we have to go a little out of the box. So we have to search in that area. In chemical engineering side, we have a lot of unit operation courses that can be taken. What we are learning in the industrial pharmacy is based on the chemical engineering unit operations. So that way we can get the resources from other specializations also, from medical, from engineering, from management. So all the subjects can be supported by the web contents for e-teaching.
Thank you, sir. My next question is, in rural area, there is a no internet or a slow internet connection. Sir, how we can deliver the quality education in that kind of situation?
So that is why I have given you one point, that what was the focus of the government of India on digital education in my first slide. In 2019 and 20, there are millions of consumers increase for internet usage. Almost in all the nook and corner of the country, 3G is available.
Yes, sir. No, I think connection is lost from the side of sir.
Your questions are over now?
Sir, one is remaining, only one.
Yeah, you can start. Sir is there.
Okay. So my last question is, how can we overcome the challenges in blended mode, like weekend relationship between students and teacher? Just like that in physical, when we do the offline teaching, then there is a relationship between student and teacher. Then in an online study, there is no relation, and even the student just put the teacher on mute mode, and they go out and just come back after for the just for the attendance only. Then, sir, how can we overcome it?
Actually, ma'am, this is the way we are expecting that all the students have to be present in front of the camera, all the classes. Now, around 113 people are there in the meeting, but I am seeing only 3. So what about the remaining 110? I don't know. But I am assuming that all the learners are in front of me. I am delivering my talk. Whenever we are talking with the content and the approach, the pedagogy, if it is uh, palatable to the students, then the students will definitely be in front of the camera. So it is upon the teacher. We may have to present the content in their liking way, and it is in the hands of the teacher. That is why we are talking much about the pedagogy, teaching pedagogy, how to create lectures, how to use effectively all. If you are giving a PowerPoint presentation with only lines and lines of words typed, the students will not stay with you. If you are making some drawings or pictures, some of the students get in front of you. If you are giving some animations, they will be definitely watching what is going on. And if you are putting some videos with your presentation, if you are giving something new, definitely the audience will be watching what is going on. So that is the way. Effectively using the tools for the topic that we are teaching is very important, and to choose the tool and design the pedagogy. We were talking so far in the past 1 hour about how come the outcome, objective that affect the domain of education, and how to reach the student in that particular domain and make a complete transformation of knowledge. That is in the hands of the teacher to attract the students. That is all.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for your effective answers. It's all from my side. Now, Mona ma'am, up to you. Thank you so much.
I'm very sorry. Actually, I have been boosted out from your side for 2-3 times, and my computer, I don't know, two programs I simultaneously run. One is the XP Pen board. That board is used for chemistry teachers. Actually, that was used by me for writing the reactions in the board. So that was easily used by me for several times. I don't know this thing when used along with the pharmacology online XFarm website. So both have some interaction, and I didn't expect that I would be posted out from the. Sorry for the inconvenience. Sorry, all my dear colleagues, for attending the program.
No problem, sir. We will have again a specialized session for these all these tools.
Yes, sir, but no problem. You cannot say there is some problem actually. I have to solve it out, or otherwise one by one I have to design.
Okay, okay, Mona madam.
Thank you, Reshu. Now I would like to invite Professor Amit Agarwal, sir, Organizing Secretary of E-Faculty Development Program, to conclude the session and give vote of thanks to Professor G. Jayabalan, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you are audible.
Respected Dr. Yoginder Singh, sir, Director, School of Pharmacy, Maharaja Agharsen University, Dr. G. Jayabalan, sir, Principal, Alwar Pharmacy College, Alwar, all the faculty members of School of Pharmacy, Maharaja Agharsen University, and all other participants from various universities and institutions. A very good afternoon to all of you. I, Dr. Amit Agarwal, Professor, School of Pharmacy, Maharaja Agharsen University, on behalf of Maharaja Agharsen University and the entire organizing committee, extend a very hearty thanks to our esteemed key speaker today, Dr. G. Jayabalan, sir, for sharing his immense knowledge and profound experience with all the participants. We are also grateful to all the participants present today, without whom this program would not have been possible. So, with these words, we conclude today's session of this 6 days FDP. And tomorrow we will meet at the same time, that is at 2:30, for another interaction with Dr. Mohammad Salahuddin, Principal, Farukia College of Pharmacy, Karnataka, on the topic Envisioning E-Technology Potential, Hacking the Brain, Future Smart Pharmacist. So thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you, Amit sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Is there? Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you,
Is my
sir.
slide on sharing now?
Yeah, Amit sir, you can unshare this slide.
Are you seeing my screen? This is my
Yeah,
screen.
yeah, your screen, sir, I think. Oh, yes. Once again, thank you all
This
of
is
you
what I
for
wanted to.
joining the session.
Thank you.
Thank you all participants. So we will meet tomorrow at the same time, 2:30 p.m. The link will be shared with all of you till evening. Thank you. Thanks for patient listening. Take care.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ravendraji. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.